Activated, your window into an extraordinary world lived by many yet celebrated by few. We showcase how to rally for persons with disabilities, taking you on a journey with valuable life lessons and intriguing personalities, leaving you ready for action. Activated takes us on a journey of taking lessons from persons with disabilities and how we must do things differently to unleash the contribution persons with disabilities can and must make to building a disability-inclusive Mzansi. In today's program, we look at the journey of healing. We travel to Cape Town to meet Notukela Makohliso, who shares how to redefine and rebuild yourself after a traumatic event that saw her join the disability community. Our studio guest, Flynn, who applies her overall professional life and work experience alongside her academic and theoretical insights in her role of life and leadership coach, mentor, and counselor. In closing, we visit Wendy Tlangelani Khosa, who shares the role that constant public scrutiny has played in ramping up her determination and commitment to the disability healing and recovery process. Hello and welcome to Activated with me, Helga Barkhuizen. Sustaining a physical injury that is life-altering can be an extremely traumatic experience and can turn someone's life upside down. The social model of disability places the burden of inability, marginalization, and discrimination on society. This means that the person who has acquired a disability not only has to process the trauma of the physical changes in their body, they also have to navigate the curiosity, pity, and awkwardness of people around them. While a person is grieving the loss of their life as it was before, the loss of bodily functions and attributes, often the loss of dreams, and in the instance of accidents, often the loss of loved ones. In hierdie episode verken ons die pad na genesing nadat ons 'n gestremdheid opgedoen het. Now, let's get activated. Ons eerste storie neem ons na Kaapstad, waar ons Notukela Makohliso ontmoet. Notukela was involved in a traumatic motor vehicle accident in 2017, leaving her hemiplegic. Consequently, she uses a wheelchair to move about, her right arm has no function and her speech is impaired. Whilst Notukela had access to appropriate physical rehabilitation following her accident, accessing the psychological support she required as she progressed on her healing journey was difficult. She struggled to find employment after the accident, and as a single mom, the financial dependence, uncertainty, and vulnerability this caused was devastating. This led to her establishing her foundation to help youth, women, and differently abled people. Notukela has undergone a unique journey of healing and self-acceptance and has evolved into a passionate social justice activist and social entrepreneur.
Elona banga ndifuna othetha ngalo i-acceptance and finding meaning, kuba ndahamba ndabona ukuba kumele ndizithande ngohlobo ndilolo, ndizi-accepte ngohlobo ndilolo ngoku kulo mzimba endikuwo. Bekungekho lula kodwa ndathi ndakwenza eso sigqibo ndeva intoba kutshintshile. I started doing photo shoots every year after the accident, and now I print those pictures. I surround myself with the beauty that I once could not see. Ngoku ndikwibanga le-acceptance and finding purpose. Ndabona intoba kungcono ndizithande, ndithande lo mzimba ndikuwo ngoku kohlobo alulo. Akukho lula ke ukuzithanda, kodwa xa ungumntu ozama ukujonga phambili ngobomi, kubalulekile intoba uzithande. Ndingumntu othandayo kakhulu ukuhleka nokonwaba, and always finding the joy within. Ndafumanisa ukuba iyandinceda kakhulu loo nto ukuba ndihlale ndizonwabisile. yanceda kwi-journey of healing yam. Apha ke kule ndlu, we are committed to laughing. So there's never a dull moment. Ngo-2019 ndaqala i-Notukela Foundation Institute, the NFI. Into eyandenza uba ndiqale le foundation kuba ndandingakwazi ufumana umsebenzi. Ndifundile, ndinayo experience, kodwa akukho mntu wayefuna ukundinika umsebenzi. Ndaqonda ukuba mandithathe le talente uThixo wandinike yona ndincede abanye abantu. Enye into eyandenza uba ndiqale i-NFI kuba ndathi xa ndiphuma e-rehab ndikhangela abantu that I can look up to for inspiration. Kwangekho nomnye umntu we-TV ku-government anyway wayephila ne-disability and thriving. And mna I need to dream big. I need inspiration. Ndaqonda ukuba ndizabakhangela. And I found the most amazing stories. And stories of resilience and tenacity, of turning good, of turning what was meant to take you out into good. And the stories are not being told. So, a foundation does storytelling. We create a platform where these stories can be told. Ingcebiso endinonika abanye abantu asifumana beku-situation esondelene nale yam kuba mabafumane uThixo. Have a connection with the Creator. Xa uphilela into enkulu kunawe, ephakamileyo kunawe, uyakwazi intoba ubomi bakho uphilele abanye abantu. Uphile a life of legacy, a meaning, and purpose. Mna ifaith yam has been my everything. It's given me purpose and hope, and it's allowed me to dream again.
When life slows us down from the stresses and rush of the rat race and forces us to pause, this can be a powerful time for introspection, self-acceptance, and reimagining life going forward. A pause, coupled with the pursuance of healing, often leads to permission to dream again. Leer om weer die lewe te vertrou en lief te hê. Dis 'n verskywing in perspektief om dit wat 'n mens kon vernietig vir goed te verander. And like Notukela said, I am the manifestation of God's love and care. I'm a proud mother, a social justice activist, a storyteller, a businesswoman, and a speaker. After the break, we speak to Jill Flynn. She obtained a master's degree in coaching with distinction in 2006 from the University of Middlesex. Her research was a phenomenological exploration as a coach in the context of organizational transformation and change. We'll be right back. Jill Flynn is a blind person. However, her lack of sight does not define her. She has earned an excellent reputation during her career for her insights, her courage in overcoming challenges, the achievement of personal and professional goals as a leader, mentor, coach, counselor, and consultant. Welcome, Jill. It's so great having you with us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Briefly for our viewers, tell them who Jill is and what inspires you.
So Jill is a woman. She's a mother. She's a grandmother. She's a professional, and Life inspires me, people inspire me, nature inspires me.
How important are self-knowledge, self-acceptance, and self-love in finding meaning after acquiring a disability?
It's probably the most important thing. I think self-awareness, self-acceptance, and self-love is not easily acquired. We all go through the stages where we are uncomfortable with ourselves, whether it's how we look, how we sound, who we are, where we are. But just the awareness around what is causing the discomfort is a very good starting point. And for us to actually operate in an environment which is social by nature, we need to know who we are first. So understanding our sameness, how we are the same as other people, but also embracing our differences. How are we different? Why are we different? And what is it about us that's unique, that potentially adds to others or the community?
How does professional counselling, peer counselling, and life coaching support this process?
Counselling is really important, whether you do it with a peer, whether you do it through a professional, whether it's life or professional counselling, in your professional capacity. Sometimes just finding a safe place to be able to talk and to be able to make one's thoughts explicit, to speak aloud and to be heard in a confidential space is so helpful, and it's part of the healing journey, very much so. Peer counselling is helpful for people with disabilities in particular, just to meet other people who have similar challenges and to find out how they navigate their challenges, to find practical solutions. Just for example, using assistive technology. For me, my visually impaired peers have given me so many insights and tips on how they navigate, how they use technology. And I'm sure the same is true for people with any sort of disability.
So change often leads to mishaps when we're trying to do things differently. How important is laughter throughout this process?
Well, change is uncomfortable. We all know that, it regardless of what the change is. So I think we need to allow ourselves to make mistakes and learn by trial and error. And have a sense of humor. Don't take it too seriously when you make a mess. I often greet people by, I think it's somebody and it's somebody else. I trip occasionally. I do things that are silly. And if we don't learn to laugh at ourselves, we can't laugh with the world. I think we can't take ourselves too seriously.
I agree.
It's probably when we have a big problem when we do take ourselves seriously.
What role could and do organizations of disabilities play in the process of healing and discovery?
Yeah, that's a difficult question. I know that many of the organizations born of disability are very challenged in South Africa in particular at the moment. But the role that they can play is to offer peer group support, to offer rehabilitation, to offer access to information, to offer access to jobs on occasion, to support entrepreneurs. There's so many things that organizations born of disabled people can play. And I would really encourage disabled people to reach out to those organizations and groups.
Do you have any advice for persons with disabilities to find meaning and purpose in life?
Helga, I struggle to give advice to anybody, but I would say certainly find something or somebody to love. If you can at least, whether you have a pet, whether you love nature, whether you love philosophy, whether you love people, focus on what you love and use your time in that way. And it's through that interaction that you're going to find out things about yourself, and you're going to continue to learn and grow and develop and find meaning in life.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. That's such great advice. In closing, do you have anything else that you'd like to leave with our viewers today?
Live every moment. Embrace every moment. Embrace your difference. And know that we live in an independent society where other people also need you.
Mm-hmm. Jill, thank you so much for being with us today. It's been a pleasure having you.
Thank you, Helga. I hope that's all helpful. Thank you.
After the break, we catch up to Wendy Tlangelani Khosa, SABC's public servant, musician, speaker, and mother, living life to the fullest. Be right back. Welcome back. Wendy is an ardent believer in God for acquiring healing and purpose. She grew up in Malamulele in Limpopo and now lives and works in Pretoria. As a paraplegic, she takes every opportunity to show up and be an inspiration whilst living life to the full. Whether it's honoring invitations to sing, give motivational talks, or running the World Wings race for wheelchair users, Wendy uses these opportunities to advocate for healing, self-acceptance, and self-love. It is this positive attitude and vigor for life that has captured the hearts of the many South Africans who follow her on all her social media pages.
My life before the accident was, I've always been a bubbly person. Like, my car accident in 2010, like, because I have to adjust a little bit and adapt, like, and then ni vona timhaka ta ko foundation ya mina na xikwembu a yi kahle ngopfu so swi nga ni endla ku ni hatla ni recover loko ma ku ni tshamini a xibedhlele ni va ka hep loko se ni vuya laha ni wa swi tika swinene loko se ni vuya ni fika laha ni tshamaka kona u kuma ko a na ha koti ku endla swilo swa ku tala se ni limited to certain things to do. N'wana wa mina i Dakalo, firstborn ya mina loyi loko hi kuma car accident a na only 2 years old. So loko ni kume timhaka ta ko a nga vavisekangi, no scratch, nothing. They just found him on top of the tree, lying back. Ka mina ko a miracle. And at that, I've grabbed it with my both hands. Ko xikwembu, if God has allowed it, God has sustained me. And then loko Dakalo, like vito wa yena vula ku tsaka. U tise ku tsaka swinene a vuton'wini bya mina ene swi ni endle ko sweswi ni languta vutomi bya mina ku vutomi bya mina byi ta antswa ngopfu hi mhaka n'wana yaloyo. A ni the main speaker xa casual day laha ni nga hlamusela timhaka ta ko vanhu va hleketa ko loko munhu a disabled or when a person is disabled, you cannot be intimacy, you cannot have family, you cannot look beautiful. I'm sure man bona kon sasekin, like I really take care of myself because I love ko ti 12 suwana, so I love na munhu wona 12 suwana. So swi endla ko swi va attracta ku va kusuwana mina va lava ku ni va involve ka swilo swa ku tala kwalayani. So swi endla ko ni tsakela timhaka ta ku ni ya ntirhweni ene na rhandza ntirho wa mina hi mhaka ko I can be myself. Now rhandza ntirho wa mina hi mhaka ko ni kota ku va involved in many things, in many decision making leswi concernaka hina vanhu lava disability. I always say the worst disability in life is bad attitude. Attitude ya wena hi yona yi ta kombeta ko I ticket ya vutomi bya wena. So munhu un'wanyana wo fana na mina a nga tshamela ka wheelchair or life it happen anytime. Swi nga ku humelela namuntlha sweswi wa famba mundzuku wa ha famba. Ma loko hlangana na situation yona yaleyo yi embrace and enga hleketi ko vanhu van'wanyani va ta feel the same as wena u feelisa xiswona. Wena languta vutomi bya wena u va na attitude ya kahle ya ku you know what, I'm going to do it. O ti byela timhaka ko no ni ta ya mahlweni vutomi bya mina byi ta ya mahlweni, leswiwani is not the end of the world. Mina ni ti byela loko ni ti langute ni ti byela nga ku sweswiwani mi ni twa nga ku ni saseke ku tlula leswiwani xiswona loko na ha famba. Sweswiwani nga ku this thing a ni lavi no huma ka swona nga ku swi endla trick yin'wanyana yikulu ngopfu. So i mhaka attitude leyi mina ni nga na yona ni ti byele ku no what vutomi bya mina byi ta ya mahlweni hambi ku na swilo swa so hambi na famba. Sweswiwani ni ti byele timhaka ta ku you know what, xivilelo xa mina xa mahetelela hi ku famba a ni le ka swona na vana na ku a ni fambi. Ni ti byele ku vutomi bya mina ku byi hanye to the fullest ni tshame ka xitulu lexiwani. Vumundzuku bya mina byi languteka kahle ngopfu. My future is so bright. Career wise, I'm busy with my honors public administration. Then ni nga ku yi complete sweswiwani i swin'wanyana swa career development ya mina swi ya ku mahlweni ene ni langutele ngopfu ku ya vona swilo swikulu ene na lava ku va ni ta release a video for my music already na CD and then langutele ku ya vona vana va mina va humelela sweswo leswi nga ku swi languteleni ngopfu because xikwembu xi nyike chance ya ku va languta ku va kha va hanya. I believe that God given me a second chance ya ku vutomi bya mina byi ya emahlweni. Loko ke ni xikwembu a xi nga lavangi ku ni vona future a xi ta xi teke vutomi bya mina khale. And I always say that this grace is sufficient for my life. So sweswiwani swilo swikulu swi le ku teni ni tshame ngopfu on the waiting room and swin'wana leswi an lava ku swi hundzisa timhaka ta koho vito wa xikwembu unto him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that you can imagine. I vito leyi fambaka na mina masiku hinkwayo ya ku xikwembu xi kota ku endla hi laha ku navela ka mbilu ya wena yi nga kona. Glory, hallelujah to Jehovah. Love is a precious thing. I believe each and every woman deserves to be loved. You know, I always say that they think people with disability, there cannot be intimacy. People with disability, they cannot look beautiful. People with disability cannot have a husband or you cannot have a spouse. And then, because a lot of questions come around that when a person, if it's me, yes, seated on the wheelchair, how do I do my intimacy? How do I get involved? I mean, a woman who's seated on a chair, who's like me, and then you think that I cannot able to do intimacy. I just need an active man who can handle me.
To quote Vivian Green, a former British writer, life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning how to dance in the rain. Wendy is certainly a huge inspiration for all of us. Bly veilig tot volgende week, selfde plek, selfde tyd, only on SABC2, You Belong. Join, like and share Activated on Facebook.